Hi, my name is Tony Stowers. I'm starting a video blog to keep track of my weight loss and to discuss different things that are important to me. I am 35 years old. I was born in American Samoa on an island called Tutuila. It's about 24 square miles. Everyone does pretty much know each other. I speak Samoan semi-fluently. I can make a conversation with friends, but I'm not perfect. I have two sons. I'm the father of two. One is 11, one is 12. The younger one is Ngalutetu Stowers, and my older son is Lingawai Tuanai Stowers. I was married for a number of years, but I was hiding a fact, and the fact is I am gay. We'll get into that. It's a long story. But anyway, this video blog is about my weight loss. I've started using Noom, which is a weight loss app on the Android platform. I think it's very useful. I did use it before, and now that I have the motivation, I'm going to be using it again to keep track of my efforts. You can also keep track of my efforts on Facebook. I will have a link to Facebook so that you can we can be friends, because anybody who's losing weight will need the motivation and the Anyway, I currently weigh 476 pounds. When I started, I weighed 490 plus, a little bit over that. I have to attribute a lot of that to having found someone really special who keeps me motivated and loves me for who I am, but knows that in order to be healthy, I will have to lose the weight. I do enjoy playing sports, but I haven't done so in a while because my weight contributes to a lot of pain in my knees, and I'm just not able to be as helpful or useful on the field if I can't breathe. This is just a test run. I'm going to call this the Shirtless Blog. It's kind of like Davey Wavy, or if that's what it's called. He has a lot of things to share. This is my first foray into web videos, and so I don't know how to use the effects and all that, but I will learn as we go. My hope is that if anybody is having the same issues, trying to lose weight, just needing, networking, bunch of friends to get together and maybe lift weights, maybe do dinners with healthier foods, stuff like that. It really is just for the motivation and to keep track of how I'm doing. So why don't I just start off with, I am the oldest of three from my mother and father, Josephine Elizabeth Willis, but now her married name is Tui Samoa. My dad is Henry Francis Stowers from Auckland, New Zealand. My brother next to me would be Joseph Tuila Tufunga, and my younger brother would be Simon Patrick Stowers. And then I have two half-brothers from my mom and Nonu Maifele Tui Samoa. That would be Alex and Justin. And then I have a sister, a special sister, who just recently celebrated her 16th birthday. Her name is Isabella Stowers. I'm from Samoa. I'm from American Samoa. Was born and raised. Very lucky to have gotten that opportunity. It's in the middle of nowhere. If everybody asks me where that is that Hawaii? No, it's not Hawaii. You can fly to Hawaii and then take another 5-hour flight to where we are. It's smack dab in the middle of the South Pacific. Growing up in American Samoa, it's kind of strict. It's very religious. Being gay is not accepted. Being a cross-dressing, living as a woman man is acceptable. I learned at a young age because I was being teased and beat up and all of that, that if I wanted to fit into society, I would have to change. So I did. Um, I started hanging out with people that I probably wouldn't normally hang out with, but I don't regret that because they became really good friends and bad influences, but good friends nonetheless. Um, when I was 14 or 13, I moved to New Zealand for 2 years. That was right after my parents divorced. Um, New Zealand was also a really, really good experience for me. I got to live with and experience my Stowers family because all of them live there. My grandparents, I'll never forget them, and I miss them dearly. Bessie Elizabeth Mann and Henry Kololo Stowers. I mean, I could tell you so many stories. It's hilarious. I mean, just for instance, Nana, old woman, Tongan background. If she doesn't want you to understand what she's saying, she'll start cussing in Tongan. She's also a pool shark. And all I know is you can definitely tell that that woman loves you. It's not hard to tell. And, well, Grandpa, he loved the horses. Um, Horse racing is a big thing in New Zealand. There are places for you to go and bet, and Grandpa was definitely there all the time. But he also was back home to cook. He cooked all the meals, peas with every meal, potatoes with every meal, and I remember having giant meatballs for dinner all the time. Um, anyway, it was great. I miss my cousins. I haven't seen them in it's going on 20 years, and I hope to get there soon. But it would be much easier to get to New Zealand if I wasn't so big. I definitely couldn't afford to pay for another uh, ticket, which they require if you're in somebody else's seat while you're sitting. And it made me angry, but at the same time, I understand. Um, it's not fun, and it's uncomfortable for me too. So how can I expect somebody else to be comfortable sitting next to me? Um, what else? So I came to live in the United States on March 22nd of 1996. It was a very rough year, to say the least. Um, I love my dad, and I'll never stop loving him. Uh, I felt like I did it at one point, but now I realize that he just didn't know what he was doing. And so I still try to build that relationship with my father, but I will cover that in another blog, my relationship with dad. My relationship with my mother, well, I am the oldest, and I was there for I remember all the good times, and I remember a happy home, what I perceive to be a happy home. And all I know is I love my mom, and I wish I could see her more often, but it's difficult. And I live up here in the middle of the United States, and she lives in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's supposed to get better soon, but we'll see about that. Two other people I want to mention in this first blog are my grandparents, my mom's parents, Henrietta Matilda Willis. Grandma, everyone knew her as Keka. I miss her dearly. She was always there for us. We lived in her house. When I was still living in Missouri in those years before she passed away, she became a very good friend, and I could talk to her about just about anything. And I mean, she wasn't there for when I came out. but I know that she would be understanding and she would still love me. And Grandpa, Tony Alexander Willis, also known as Puna Law, uh, he was the bull. They would always say uh, he was the bull, and Grandma was just the one behind him and keeping him tame. Sometimes he was a very religious, very culturally driven man. He loved Samoa and he loved his family, and he was a very moral person. Um, I love them and I miss them. That being said, let's move on to trying to close up because I know it's a really long video. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, suggestions, I would welcome them because I'm trying to do something new. I've not done this before. I should probably look at the camera more and not at me, but it's really distracting. Hopefully you'll get to meet my kids. We're going to be doing a video this coming weekend with my son playing the ukulele and me singing. Hopefully I can get my older son to sing along, but we'll see. He's very shy. All right, everybody. As I said, my name is Tony Sowers. This is the beginning of a blog. Shirtless blogs. Hopefully, as time passes, this big hunk of flab will become, well, muscle. I just want to be healthy, and I want to be as beautiful on the outside as I feel inside. So I don't think that made sense. But anyway, so far so far, and we'll see you soon.